What's good, YouTube? It's your boy G-Rex the Great, and today we got something special, man. We got the start of a new series, man. I have been mentioning this for a good little while, man. I'm so excited to finally kick this off, man. So we got Goats and Goofies, episode 1, man. So to give you a little brief explanation of what Goats and Goofies is. So it's a new series that I'm starting here on the channel. I did 2 previous versions of the top 5 most embarrassing moments in comics. Please go check that out if you haven't. But with this one here, we're going to be going back and forth. We're going to have some dope moments and some not so dope moments. So basically, I'm going to do like 3, maybe 4. Depending on the character, I'll probably pick more or less because, you know, the characters got so many moments. It's hard to pick what's actual select, but I'm gonna just do 3 for this one right here to start it off. 2 of them are a little bit longer, so I figured it'd be alright to do 3. Try not to make this too long for y'all. But so without further ado, man, make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all comment, man, make sure y'all sub, man, make sure y'all let me know down below if y'all rocking with the series, man. If y'all got any recommendations for characters or anything, man, make sure you let me know, man. So without further ado, man, I guess actually, I got a graph here. I have a graph here. So as you can see here, man, a lot of y'all not sub that's watching, man. So look, man, if you sliding by, man, you checking it out, man, check down below, check that sub button. If it's not, hit that jump, man. We here to have a good time. So look, without further ado, let's get into the episode. So we got Goats and Goofies episode 1, Cyclops edition. So look, I figured I started off with a little brief backstory about Cyclops. So, you know what I'm saying, we got Scott Summers, you know, he's a Marvel character, he's a mutant, you know, he was actually one of the founding members of the X-Men team, you know, with him and Jean. They were like the first 2 people on the team and everything. So I figured I didn't want to make it too long. But if you do want me to go more in detail about Cyclops' backstory, man, just let me know. I'll do a different video on it, and I'll actually go into details because it's crazy. He was in an orphanage with like Mr. Sinister, and it's crazy, it's deep. But so a little brief breakdown of his powers. So he actually fires optic blasts from his eyes. So there's been a couple different iterations of how the power works. So one of the older ones was he absorbed sunlight, and that powered the blast out of his eyes. My favorite, you know, reason for this is his eyes are actually portals to a dimension that's just full of like energy, and every time he opens it, it's like an uncontrollable beam. Sometimes he can control it, kind of bend it, but it just depends on the story with how much he can control said beam. So now that we got a decent idea of who he is and what he can do, not too crazy, but a nice little idea, I want to first start off these 2 clips right here, because X-Men 97 just kicked off like about a couple weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago or something like that, and they got Cyclops looking crispy in these joints. So first I want to kick off this first clip right here of him kicking this dude's ass right here. Look at this right here. He's a demon. I've never seen Cyclops look this cool before in my life. The live actions did him dirty. They did him so dirty. And after this moment, we got the second clip. Just watch this. Just watch this. That's all I can say. Just watch it. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Just too beautiful. So now that we got those out the way, just, oh my, they got him looking too good. So for the first moment, we got an older moment. It'd be actually looking back to the Inferno comics back in the day, but it's gonna be where he actually killed Mr. Sinister. So look, well, quote unquote killed. You know how Mr. Sinister is. So basically, look, I'm gonna keep it brief now. It was like a crazy fight going on, right? So Mr. Sinister was fighting like the whole X-Men team. So I guess I'll give you a little breakdown of who Mr. Sinister is. So Mr. Sinister was like a scientist back in the day, like the 1800s or whatever. He was like obsessed with like genetics and evolution and stuff like that. So he was like interested in like Charles Darwin and all this stuff. Eventually, he started experimenting on himself. And then eventually, you know what I'm saying, awakened his mutant abilities and augmented all of this stuff. So he's completely insane. He's completely crazy. So in this specific comic, he actually mind controlled Magneto's daughter. Not Scarlet Witch, no. Polaris, the other one. so they were kind of working together and everything. So the X-Men team at the time was Storm, Colossus, Wolverine, Havoc, Dazzler, Longshot, Rogue, and Psylocke. So, Cyclops, Beast, Iceman, Phoenix, and Archangel was also there. So basically, Mr. Sinister was just bodying everybody in this fight. It's this crazy fight scene. He was bodying everybody. Talking about Wolverine, where he at? Bodied. You talking about Storm, where she at? Bodied. Cyclops, oh, she strong, or she bodied. You know, everybody is completely done. So Scott's tied up and everything. They got him tied up. They got Jean captured. So right before shit really kicked off, Storm gets up and she's like, yo, we gotta lock in. Like, come on, we can't We can't let this happen. We gotta pull together for Scott and for Jean. So they all get back up, start back fighting. They managed to snatch Jean away and try to get it. But then Mr. Sinister pull up on all demon time. He pull up different. All demon time. Take her back. He like, we not letting that go through. We is not letting that slide. Take Jean back. He like, I got stuff to do. So they was like, look, the only person who can save us right now is Scott. They was like, yo, Scott, he got your bitch, bro. Like he got your bitch, bro. I don't know what else you want us to do. You do something. How about that? So Scott was like, nah, you know what? I guess I will do something. And he blasted this man. Just look at this panel. Pure devastation. He completely disintegrated this man. And that's when you know the GOAT himself, Scott Summers, would do anything when it comes to his shorty Jean. It don't matter the circumstances. So for this next moment here, right? We got we're gonna take it back to not too far back. It's actually a more modern moment. It's gonna be during the Avengers vs. X-Men 2012 run. So the Phoenix Force was fragmented and went into 5 members of the X-Men. It was Cyclops, Emma Frost, Colossus, Magic, and Namor. At first, they had used the power to help people, but eventually it began to like overwhelm them. And then the Avengers and like the other X-Men and like some other heroes like Ben Grimm, and they were there. Like not the full Fantastic Four, but Ben Grimm was definitely there. Red Hulk was there and stuff. So it was like a big combination of heroes, but mainly the Avengers and the X-Men. They all teamed together to try to take down, you know, the 5 X-Men that was possessed by the Phoenix Force. So they were able to take down 3, and it just left Cyclops and Emma Frost. So Scott, under the influence of the Phoenix Force, he ended up betraying Emma Frost. And then he took the power into himself, and then he ended up becoming Dark Phoenix. And if you know from the whole Dark Phoenix saga with Jean Grey, so you know how powerful that form is. So we actually start off issue 12 72 hours prior to where we're going to be at in a little bit. So it starts off with the team trying to wrap their heads around stopping Scott and the Phoenix Force in total. So they decide that the only 2 people who can do anything in this situation are Hope and Wanda. Hope Summers is a daughter of Jean, and it's a long story. That's a whole other story. If you want me to cover her, let me know. I'll give her a whole video. That's a whole can of worms right there, but we're not here for that. So they believe they're the only 2 people that can like really handle this situation, because actually Hope is like the person who the Phoenix Force is supposed to go into type. So but they're fighting, they're butting heads, because like Hope is obviously mutant, so is Wanda, Magneto's daughter. But Hope is holding resentment because of the House of M storyline, where Wanda muttered no more mutants, and she like wiped out like almost the whole mutant population. It was a crazy event. So Hope is still holding resentment towards that, and it's like a lot of feelings there. So she's like, bro, I don't even rock with you like that. You feel me? So eventually the Avengers is just like, yo, they our best bet. We just gonna let them be. We gonna try to pull up and handle shit. So that's when we fast forward to the 72 hours, and it's just a it's just a bloodbath. Without a bloodbath, but people is getting whooped out here. I'm talking about whoop, man. Like the first panel is just everybody just absolutely wrecked. I'm talking about Red Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, actual Hulk, Storm, Iceman. Cyclops is just folding everybody. It don't matter your team. It don't matter what you do. You're getting folded. You're getting folded. So just to give you a sense of how much damage Cyclops is doing to not only the Avengers, but to the world, to the entire world. I'm gonna put this panel up, and I'm gonna show you this dialogue. I mean, he is absolutely destroying the world. Like it's crazy. And you just see Cyclops just absolutely bitching Red Hulk. Like, I mean, he just got him choked up, like looking like he nothing. And that's Red Hulk. Like most people can't even touch Red Hulk without burning. Like it's absolutely crazy. And then he's shooting down Iceman, and it's like, and people really sleep on Iceman. Iceman is an Omega level mutant. Like I just want that to be, you know what I'm saying? So he's a higher ranked mutant than Cyclops. Like Cyclops is an alpha level mutant. Iceman is Omega level, and he's taking out him and Red Hulk at the same time with ease. And then on top of that, as if that wasn't good enough already, he punched the Hulk. I'm talking about Bruce Banner. He punched the Hulk from Sydney to Sacramento. He punched that man from Australia to the United States. From Australia to the United States. Then he saw Thor and was like, oh yeah, come here. I got smoke for you too, nigga. He shot him into space. He hit him with the optic blast, shot him into space, and turned him into a human meteor, a demigod. I mean, I guess he's not a god meteor. That's what he turned him into. Had that man falling with the asteroids. It's completely insane. So then, as if that wasn't enough, then you got Captain America. They tried to jump him. They tried to gang up on him because I mean, what else are you gonna do? They had Captain America, Iron Man, Wolverine, Iron Fist, Beast, and Storm in his face, and he just fired off a crazy blast. Now this one wasn't with his eye beam; it was with the Phoenix Force fire, but a crazy fire blast and just knocked everybody back. So at this point, everybody like, yo, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like where's Wanda and Hope, bro? Like he is folding us out here, and like, all right, so out of nowhere, you would think it'd be Wanda and Hope. Nope. It's the boy Nova. It's the boy Sam. It's Nova. So Nova pull up thinking he was gonna hoop. I mean, hey, he cool, but he just folded the Hulk, bro. I don't know what you got going on. So he flew in, tried to go crazy or whatever, tried to grab him out the sky and everything. And Cyclops hit him with one of the coldest lines of the run. That man said, "I see your fear. I see your secret. You don't even belong here. You don't even belong here, boy." It was crazy. Oh my, that line was too cold. And then the next scene is you see them crashing into the ground and Cyclops is just holding Nova up by his shirt or by his arm or whatever you want to say. He holding it like it's fabric. That's how strong he is. He holding the armor like it's fabric, dropping them off, just holding them there. And then at that point, that's when Wanda and Hope come in, and Cyclops starts to regain his memories and yada. The typical. The typical. But we not here for the typical. We here for the GOAT moments. So with that being said, we going on to the next moment. Now, that moment was a banger. I ain't gonna lie. Avengers vs. X-Men is a banger comic. If you haven't read that, definitely go check that out. So, since that was a pretty long moment, I keep this one relatively short. So, this one is going to be from Astonishing X-Men issues 22 and 23. So, this here is just a top tier big brain moment. I'm gonna keep it relatively short. So the X-Men on this mission, you got Cyclops, Emma Frost, Wolverine, Shadowcat, Armor, Beast, and Colossus. So they're all stuck on this alien world. You know what I'm saying? This is basically a no-win situation. So while they're running from these break world aliens, right? I'm gonna kind of give you a little hint into the future of the comic. But I'm gonna give you a little hint so you're just not in the dark and confused. So Scott is aware that the ship is bugged and that the aliens that they're running from is actually listening in. So he makes a claim that his powers aren't working because at this moment Scott doesn't have his visors on. So he makes a claim that his powers aren't working because he knows that they can hear it. But then he also claims that he'll fly like the little solo repair ship that they got, and he'll go out there and try to, try to fight them off and, be the hero so his team can get away. So he does that and everything. They shoot him down, they capture him, he dies, and then they bring him back to the ship to revive him so they can try to get information out of him. But see, Scott knew that. Being big brain, he knew that. It was all part of the plan. So that was the end of issue 22 with him getting captured and brought back. So with issue 23, we got Scott being revived and just brutally tortured for information. I'm talking about, like, it's crazy. So at this point, the other X-Men were fighting and everything, but some of them end up getting captured as well. Like, I believe Wolverine got captured. I think somebody else got captured, but like 2 or 3 of them got captured as well. So at this point, this is where we actually learned the plot twist, where Scott knew that the ship was bugged and everything. So it's crazy. I'm gonna put both panels here where you get where you see the dialogue from issue 22, and then you see the same dialogue but from issue 23 where we see what's going on. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna basically break down what's going on. So basically, we learned the plot twist is that Scott had this all planned out, and basically he was communicating telepathically with Emma Frost the whole time. So basically, they were having a conversation out loud, but also having a conversation in their head. And basically, it's crazy. It's so crazy. So they basically deceived them. So Scott basically told everybody telepathically that, yo, I'm going to, pretend to get captured, yada, this, all of this, and I'm going to get in there to get information and all that stuff. And they were just like, damn, you real one shit. Go crazy, boss. Type. But out loud, that's what he was saying with, I don't have no powers, and I'm going to try to go on a suicide mission, and yada, yada, yada. So now that the aliens are starting to pick up that he's talking to Emma Frost, because they're still communicating while he's captured now. They're still communicating. So they're starting to pick it up. They're like, yo, what's going on? Like, what else have you lied about? If you're lying about being in communication with Emma Frost, what else are you lying about? And then he just looks at him gives him like a really good smile because he already know what's up because he know he lied about his powers being fucked up and they believe that his powers going. So it's like, what else have you lied about? And he just looks at him, smiles, and just fires the most massive optic beam that I've ever seen in my life. Like, it went completely through the building. It freed Wolverine and everybody else that was captive. It was crazy. I mean, it was literally the coolest possible way. Like, so Scott then looks up. He's like, after he shot the giant beam through the ceiling, everybody know where he is now. He just looks up and he says telepathically. He just says telepathically to his team. He's like, "To me, my X-Men. Let's finish this." While he's standing on the body of the dude he just dropped off like a demon that he is crazy. To me, my X-Men. That's a cold line, man. That's a cold way to call your team. I ain't gonna lie. That's always been so cold for the X-Men. But yeah, I told y'all I was gonna keep it relatively short. You know what I'm saying? Those are the three moments right there for the first edition of Goats and Goofies, man. Thank you for pulling up if you did. For sure, man. It's gonna be much more to come. I got as of right now, I got two other characters lined up. I'm not gonna tell you who they are or which side they on, but just know I got two lined up. But if you want to request anybody, man, make sure you throw their names in the comments, man. I definitely put them on the list, man. The more people that like them, the sooner they get done, man. Just let me know, man. So with that being said, man, make sure you like the video, make sure you comment, drop a sub, man. Let me know down below what you thinking on the video, man. Much love to you, man. G-Rex the Great out. Y'all be safe out there in internet land.